Hello everyone, I hope you had fun, and I choose that word on purpose. I hope you had fun working with that vocabulary. So let's go through the answers. To involve a law firm. Let me make myself quite a lot smaller because I think I'm going to have to hide myself all the way down here, move myself across. Okay, so we involved a law firm. The involving of a law firm. We ensured the involvement of a law firm. So we involved a law firm, very natural, to the point. I stress the naturalness of this message. It's what everyone would say. It's just the clearest form of communication, which is why verb structures are always preferred. Because when we have a look at the gerund, it just seems artificial, the involving of a law firm. Some people would say that this was professional. I don't go with that argument. It just seems a little bit pretentious, unnecessary, but some people prefer gerunds. They've got into that habit of using gerunds and they don't want to break out of that habit. I would say that using the noun, we ensured the involvement of a law firm would be better than using the gerund, because ensured is a strong verb in this case. It's a slightly different message here. So we involved the law firm is a different message to we ensured the involvement of a law firm. So in the explanation video, I said that you would have to use a weak verb. Not always the case. In this case, to get in involvement or to use involvement as a noun, I had to choose a verb, and you might have chosen a different verb. But I chose ensured, which is a strong verb, and it has a different meaning. So using involvement as a noun allows you to communicate a slightly different message. To investigate the crime. I investigated the crime. The investigating of the crime. I conducted the crime investigation. So once again, using the noun, it gives us a different message with a slightly different meaning. The investigating of the crime. Once again, there is a context where you can use this, but it just seems a little bit unnecessary. I don't want to say that using gerunds is unnecessary. Sometimes using gerunds is a fantastic idea. Just for these two examples so far, just seems a little bit unnecessary. And then we've got a straightforward, simple sentence. I investigated the crime. To amend the regulation. They amended the regulation, the amending of the regulation, they wrote an amendment to the regulation. So 3 different forms. Which one would you choose? To authorize the sale of shares. So authorize is a strong verb, an important verb. I authorized, past form, I authorized the sale of the shares. The authorizing of the sale of shares, there could be a context, it could be a time context. The authorizing of the sale of shares took 10 hours. It could be based on permission. The authorizing of the sale of shares requires someone's signature. So here, possible contexts could exist. And then I gave authorization to sell the shares. Now this, I would say, the verb form here, so I authorized the sale of shares, is a lot better than I gave authorization to sell the shares. They are the same message from my point of view, so just communicate it as quickly and as succinctly as you can. And then lastly, to sign the agreement. We signed the agreement, the signing of the agreement, and we have completed the signing, and behind me, of the agreement. So the verb here, we completed the signing, we signed the agreement, 2 different messages. So we would have to think about the message. Which message are we trying to communicate? Is it this one, we signed, or we completed the signing? Now, the difference in meaning might be nuanced, but there is a difference in meaning. And then we've got the signing of the agreement. And once again, there could be a context for this, whether it's time or permission-based or some other context. So here, the last 2 examples with gerunds, the authorizing and the signing, would be better than, or would have more applicable contexts than other gerunds, for example, the involving or the investigating, which sound a little bit artificial.